Who wants to start?
Coach, so what has you seen Sammy's kind of brought to the attack? Not only having some years of experience, but just kind of a fresh set of eyes to kind of look at some of the ways that y'all run offense and what the girls do.
Well, number one, Sammy is a really smart player and a really dynamic player. So, she I think she comes in with a lot of experience underneath her. So she doesn't come in just as a one-dimensional player. As a former captain of her team in Boston, she comes in with hey, I can do this, and a lot of confidence behind her. But she's also been a great teammate. She's been here since May, so she's really taken it upon herself to get to know the players, to get to know about the players. That's a really responsible way of doing things. I think a lot of players would be, sitting back and hoping things work out for them, and she's taken it upon herself to get to know these people. She knows that she's here for 1 year. She has a 5th year, and she's trying to make the very most of it for herself. And you look at, she comes in, scores in her first game. That's a pretty good start to making the most of her time here in Texas A&M.
She said she's played basically everything from 7 to 11 out there. How much does that help, having to play with that kind of versatility too?
Well, she's she is a really versatile player, and I think she could even play not just across the front line. So you talk about her playing in a number 7 role, a number 11 role, a number 9 role. She could play underneath as a 10. But the key thing is, she's naturally left-footed, but you wouldn't know that she's not a right-footed player because she's so versatile in it. She scored with her head against Florida State. She's quick. She's got a deceptive first step that she really has a good explosion to her. She's a really and she's a lot of fun to be around. So she's got a great personality to her. The only thing I wish is that we had her for longer, that we could have her for a full 4 years. And so we want to make the very most of what she has, and we want to get her integrated into the speed and the rhythm of what she does, into the speed and rhythm of what we're trying to do.
She said on offense she feels like all the pieces are there. It's just 1 or 2 little steps away from it being really, really potent. How much does that feel like with the whole team, with what y'all are able to do in those games? The pieces are there. It's just putting them all together.
It's just right now we're kind of doing steps, and we're not quite dancing yet. It's kind of getting the tempo and the dance moves down, so that you're not thinking about the steps, that you're just going out there and dancing.
What do you guys take away in general, and how do you kind of get your girls, I guess, to look at the big picture in terms of the quality of play y'all had, compared to, I know the results obviously weren't what you wanted, but still had plenty of chances created in those two games.
Well, I think more than anything, it's just understanding that we went up and we were toe to toe with the team that's now number 2 in the country, could be number 1 in the country in Florida State, and you come out of that game going, okay, we were right there even with them, and we give up a really good goal, with less than 5 minutes to go in the match. Can we learn from that? Absolutely. Were we unfortunate on the goal that they scored? Absolutely. Did we score a good goal against them? Yeah. Sammy scored a really good goal against them. So we can take a lot out of that as far as what we can do. Then we go into the game against Washington State, and we felt like we let ourselves down, and we let a really resilient Washington State team stay in the game. And then, we gave them some gifts that they took advantage of. And you can't do that against teams that are as athletic and well organized like they are. And now Baylor comes in, and they're also well organized. They're athletic. They're confident because they're coming in with a good win at Oregon over the weekend. So we've got to just kind of learn from what we've done, know that we can play with anybody, and go out and get our result that we need to get on Saturday night in front of what's going to be a really big pro Aggie crowd.
Knowing exactly that you have the potential and you've seen it play out during games, what becomes the focus during practice?
Well, the focus during practice this week is just, like we said, is going from just those dance steps to actually dancing. And getting yesterday on Tuesday was kind of the idea of getting that coordination between the players and the relationships around them. That it's more of a natural moves and more natural, the ball moving quickly between each player, and not just being, A to B to C to D, but just making it natural and understanding that if a pass is slightly off, how we can quickly adjust and make those next steps to keep it moving. And from the defense, can we work our way out of tight spaces? Can we not put ourselves in tight spaces? And now, what do we have to do against a good Baylor team that's playing with confidence? How can we deal with what they do well? How can we take that and counter it to play to our strengths?
And then you talked about it last week about this team's camaraderie and just them being a very tight-knit group off the bat. How has them facing a little bit of adversity early, maybe brought them together even more so?
Well, again, the strength of our team is with the individual players that we have and how those individuals interact with each other. It really is. It's a special group of really, smart women who understand big picture. They really do care about each other. They lift each other up. It's when things aren't going right, they fall in on each other. They don't fall apart. And it's kind of testing that this past weekend, and just reminding each other, how good they are and how good that they're going to be. And it's the first weekend. It's the first weekend in a 20-game season that now let's go out and really prove to ourselves more than anybody that we're going to get out and take care of business against a good, Big 12 team that is coming just from right down the road in Waco. That we're here for business, and we want to put together a really good performance.